Hey guys, welcome back to this session, and in this session we'll talk about the rounded clause in COBOL. So let's get started. The rounded phrase in COBOL is used in arithmetic operations to specify that the result of the operation must be rounded to the nearest whole number. This phrase is often used in financial calculation where exact decimal precision is not necessary, but the financial result must be a whole number. So before discussing the syntax and how you can use a rounded clause in your COBOL program, let's talk about a specific use case that will help you in understanding the importance of rounded clause in your COBOL program. Now in the following scenario, we want to calculate the total salary of an employee that include the monthly salary component and the bonus component. Now let's calculate the total salary by adding these two components, and when you add these two components, the result or the total salary of an employee would be 37.999 euros. Now let's look at the working storage section or the variables that we have defined in our COBOL program. So first of all, we have WS-bonus, which is defined as 9 of 2, V9 of 3. That means 3 decimal place. The next one is WS-salary, again with the same data type, that is 9 of 2, V9 of 3. That means 3 decimal place. And the third one is total-emp-sal, and it is defined as 9 of 2, V9 of 2. That means it can hold up till 2 decimal place, right? Now if you try to assign the calculated value, that is 37.999 to the variable total-emp-sal, then the truncation will going to happen and the end result would be 37.99. So in such situation, you can very well use the rounded clause. And if you have used the rounded clause, then system would have round up this particular value to the nearest whole number, and the result would be 38.00. And the second use case for rounded clause is that you might have requirement where you want to display the output or your result of a calculation as a whole number. So in that case also, you can very well use the rounded clause. So ultimately, the capability of rounding up or rounding down is an important feature of any programming language. And from COBOL perspective, we have COBOL rounding statement that can be used to round up or round down your resultant value. The rounded clause is optional and you can use it with any arithmetic operation. Apart from that, you should always remember if the ending value is 5 or more, then round up will going to happen. If the ending value is 4 or less, then the round down will going to happen. Last but not the least, the COBOL rounded phrase has no effect in a floating point arithmetic operation. The output of a floating point arithmetic operation is always rounded. Now let's talk about the syntax. If you look at the syntax of COBOL rounded statement, it's pretty simple and straightforward. You only need to use the rounded keyword. Now let's talk about our example. So in the following example, we have procedure division, and after that we have 3 different calculations. And in all these 3 different calculations, we have actually used the rounded statement or rounded keyword to round up or round down the calculated value. So in first case, we have used rounded with total-emp-salary. So the final calculated value will be either round up or round down depending on the value itself. In the next statement, we have used the compute statement to calculate the total salary of an employee. And again, for total-emp-sal, we have used the rounded clause. So this will going to round up or round down the value of the variable depending on the actual calculated result. And similarly, we have used the rounded clause for WS-total in our third statement. So this is how you can use the rounded clause in your COBOL program to round up or round down the calculated result. So far, if you have any question, then do let us know. Otherwise, let's move on to our next lecture.